Well, hello there, Magic Monsters. Welcome to the stream. So I started a little bit early today. I was going to do 5 p.m., but then I was sitting here and I thought to myself, I don't want to wait. And so here we are. I didn't wait. Anyways, I hope you're doing a good time. Or whatever, I can't talk. I hope you're doing good today and having a good time. Today we're going to be doing more on this tower defense project. I've got the AI assistant up for the beta in Rider. The Rider beta has this AI thing. And as Jason Wyman said earlier, it's got some techniques and stuff that's pretty cool. So I'm going to try using it more than ChatGPT today. And we have the project here. And I have to remember what exactly I was doing last time. I think I did a tiny bit of work on this yesterday, but I can't remember at this point. I do know we've got now health, resources, and new tech. New tech is going to be a concept in the game where you can do resources to buy stuff and new tech to upgrade and purchase upgrades during the tower defense thing. However, I have noticed just now that these aren't moving anymore. And so that's weird, right? So let's figure out what's going on there, because they should be moving. Those are going to be on our orbs, I think. Our orbs are the basic level UFOs. I'm into UFOs these days, as we all should be, because of disclosure coming so soon. You know, it's coming soon. And so our orbs are supposed to be, and they were before. Let's just look at one at runtime, actually, just to kind of inspect one. The inspector. Inspector Unity. All right, so we got all our stats here. That's great. We have starting stat values I added right there, so that's great too, just because I wanted to specify what their values would be. We have the spline animate. The speed is now 0, so speed is apparently 0. Did I not update speed, movement speed? That's the last thing I did, and apparently I never checked my work. This is going to be on maybe enemy. Set movement speed. Max speed equals movement speed. Okay, let's figure out what movement speed is. Debug.log. Debug.log. Movement speed is movement speed. I also have GitHub Copilot installed, so I don't know. I don't think the AI assistant here is doing proactive things in the script. So I think that's Copilot that's doing that. I think. All right, let's find out what movement speed is. It should be 8, but it's 0. So that would explain that. Let's just check this orb here, and we have our start values. Speed, 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 speed. Movement speed equals 8. Okay. Create starting stats, set points. So let's just do a debug here. Debug.log. Stats.get. Just gonna get, or we can do stats last because this is gonna be the last one. Oops. Dot object name. Points equals stats.last.points. That should just spit out the name of the stat and the points as we add them. We're adding 15 to the list. It looked like 15 different stats. So we should see it there. Oh, I still have that. Okay. Set movement speed points equals 8. So what did I do here? Movement speed. I know why. Because we did not. We're calling the final stat, but we didn't compute the final stat. So that's my bad. When you get the final stat, you have the option to recompute it or not. Generally, you wouldn't, because most of the time that's handled by the system automatically. However, in this case, we did a manual thing. And since we did a manual thing, we need to set that too. So stats.last. All we're going to do here is final stat, and then call true here. We're not going to use the return value. We're just going to basically do the recomputation there. And the reason why we're getting the final stat for movement speed is because if we go into our game module stats, we see that movement speed right here is stat type is a stat. It's modifiable. So if we actually look into it, it starts out 0, 0, 0. We're going to set it to 8, but it's modifiable, which means that other things can modify it. You know, like a slow period or a fast period, something like that, and then the movement speed will change. All right, so now it should work, and I'm gonna have to remove that debug. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a great time. Friday night streams are always pretty slow. Do you know why? I know why, because it's Friday night, and in America it's already 4 to 7:45, and in Europe it's past midnight, so there's only one European I know of who might be here. What's going on here? This is not normal. Oh, did we not do a get other levels? We should have a get other levels. This is exactly why I'm doing this project. My guess here is that owner is not set. And that's probably something, again, manually. Well, the owner should be the parent list owner. And that's this game stat list, and this is actually, that should be set. So let's do a test here. Right here where we, whoops, what did I do? AI assistant survey. Wrong time to ask me about that survey. I probably accidentally clicked that button, I suppose. What's the serialized field? Anyways, yeah, so when we where's the create starring stats right here on the enemy actor, the stats should be, the parent should be set, but let's just have a look here. Debug.log stats owner is null question mark, and we'll do stats.last owner. The stats list, oh yeah, equals null. Whoops. There we go. The stats list is stats here. So we're going to say debug.log stats list owner is null question mark. And that's just going to be stats.owner equals null. They all should have an owner. In this case, the owner should be the enemy actor here. It should be this. So let's find out. Oh, so now it works. Wait, all right, no, now it doesn't work. Interesting. Let's press play again. Why is it? What was that? That was weird. Okay. So we're getting null reference, and where are we getting the null reference now? We're still getting it here. That's weird. This should happen after, but let's see. Pooled object self set active true enemy click that button again. I don't like the placement of that button. Make my window narrower. Windows actor, create starring actor. Starring actor. 21 is stats.last final stat true. Oh, I see. I should put this here. Okay. I just had my debugs in the wrong order. I just need to put my debugs in a row. All right. It's null, null. They're both null. They're calling the same thing. So the question becomes then, why is it null? Because it shouldn't be null. Let me see. Unless we didn't do the start actions thing. So I did add a thing. I talked about this during the game dev show today. Start actions on awake right here is true. So start actions on awake. That's in the game modules actor. Start actions on awake. I enumerate your start actions. Do I override it? That's the inventory actor. So no game modules actor. Here we go. So in our start actions, this is where we do our start actions, and our start actions do the saying of the owner, and the saying of the owner does all this stuff. I even have a debug there for myself. And that includes saying the owner there. So that is where it should occur. And that happens if this is true. We do start actions on awake, and we do that. And if it's if we're not doing it, then we break. Otherwise, we wait until the blackboard is not null, and then we do our start actions in blackboard. And so this happens. Game modules actor start actions and start actions. Where's start actions in my scene? It's right here. So in start actions, which is a new repository I did. Oh, look at this. I made a note to update this, and I haven't done that. So this happens. The problem is that this happens on awake, and we wanted it to not. That's right. Okay, I remember everything now. Everything's making sense. So this works on awake, but the problem is exactly what we're facing now, where if something is not open at awake, like the orbs, then it doesn't run on those. And we want this to be automatic. So my note here was to update this, make it look for I have start actions, and make it attached to objects, which the user wants to have start actions. Then it can happen on awake for that object only. That's actually slightly different than what I was thinking, because this is looking for a subclass of game module actor, and what we really want is I have start actions, which I believe maybe it doesn't here. We'll do that. I have start actions. And I have start actions just says it has start actions right there. So no big deal. So I enumerator start actions virtual. All right. What am I missing here? It's saying I don't have all this stuff. Whoops. Or I do. What am I doing here? All right. So now we're going to do the same thing here. Basically, we need something. So if we're going to wait until the blackboard's not null. We're going to do the same pattern here. And then we're going to do this the actual start actions here. But in here, we'll do start coroutine. Coroutine. That's coroutine, right? Am I missing something? Oh, we can't start a coroutine from a non-mono behavior. Okay, that's fine. I think it's fine. Let's see. Let's see. How are we going to do this then? So we're going to want to call this on awake, but we want the option of calling or not calling the start actions on awake. Now, this is not a mono behavior, so we can't start a coroutine from the script. Originally, this was just a regular method, borrow an old method. Now it's not, and that's because we have the I have start actions interface. And so is there a way to start this one from here? I do not believe so. So what we can do then is say perform start actions. This is getting complicated though. Let's see. I guess let's think about how we're going to do the star actions on awake thing. This is going to be something we add to the class itself, and or to the object itself rather. Yeah, so what we will do is let's go to our game module start actions. This is a mono behavior. We're going to update this, so it's still going to call start actions, but it's going to call it slightly differently. So what we're going to do instead, and maybe we can try the AI for this one. So let's write a comment, and we're going to write, what are we going to write? We're going to write, look for any component on this object which implements, okay, there you go. Do that, and all right, this is Copilot at this point. So if mono behavior is I have start actions, then do that start actions. And we're going to say also if no, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. Okay, so well, I guess if you add this to the object, then you want it to do the start actions on awake, so it doesn't matter. So this is what we'll do. We'll add this to the object. We'll check it out, and we'll remove stuff in a bit. I'm going to turn this off because perhaps we don't need that anymore. We're going to add it to the orb, start actions, and this script is now just going to look for something that is I have start actions. I don't think it's going to find it though. I don't think it's going to find it because oh, wait, what's going on here? Oh, okay. We gotta make this an I enumerator. And then let's go to the start actions. Same deal here. Base start actions. Yeah, there we go. Yield break return. Yield break. Yeah, so break out of it. So basically do the base start actions, then do those things. The base start actions is this, which is we're going to wait for that, and then set owner. Okay, I think that works. And then, okay, start actions does that. Let's clear this out. This error out. All right, so I don't think it's actually going to find it because enemy is a mono behavior, but enemy itself does not. I have start actions that is enemy actor, so we might need to adjust this a little bit. So we should just see the errors occur still. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what we need to do is I don't want to force people who are using game modules to do this whole, oh, I have it, now let me call it, and that's the point, is to make it as automated as possible. So if we go back to our start actions, when we look at this bit of code, it's looking for the field info. And so I think what we need to do is do this on just the mono behavior. Yeah. And so for the mono behaviors, we're going to call, I don't know why I copied it. I need to copy it. For each one of these, instead of calling this, which is now called here, we're gonna say game module actor start and pass in. Oh, okay. Let's do it slightly differently. Okay. Okay, so this awake is looking at all. This we're going to be, instead of doing find all, we're going to get components, mono behaviors. So mono behaviors on this object. Object. And lowercase m. It didn't work right. Okay, mono behaviors on this object, mono behavior. If the fields, get the fields, blah, blah, blah. And if the thing happens in there, so, okay, good. That's going to be our awake. And that should work. Let's find out. So that it basically, instead of searching for all objects, we're only doing this object. And instead of searching for mono behaviors that themselves implement I have start actions, we're looking for any field that implements it. Okay, well, we still have the error, so let's debug stuff then. That's a shame. What a crying shame. All right, debug.log searching mono behavior, get type name for start actions, and then for each field we have this should call. Did we get any of that? Should. No, we did not. Should. Nope. And while we're at it, we need to make sure that the player also has start actions attached to it, because without that other script, these won't run either. There you go. That's why there's still question mark, because for some reason this is not working. Searching mono behavior player for start actions should call start actions on awake for player. Start actions on awake. Oh, so this should work. It's basically saying if it's game modules actor. But I think we can then say I have start actions instead. So there we go. We're going to have to not do that because it's not guaranteed that it will have a game ID. Let's see if this works. Yes. Okay. Nope. It worked here, but didn't work down here. Why? It still says those are false. What do we get here? Should So that only happens once. Why? Because we were looking for game modules actor. We do have one of those on the orbs. Okay, this, let's talk to the AI. Okay, what's the keyword for AI? Chat using the new selection. We're going to say, I think this should be searching for any field which is of a type which implements I have start actions. Generate an answer. It's lower. Based on what you've explained, you're trying to search for any field whose type implements in your existing method. You are currently only checking the fields whose type is that or subtype of that. Here's you can modify the code. You know, we're overthinking it. I'll tell you why. Public, I have start actions. Array, objects with start actions. Duh. So on awake, for each object of our object in that, we will do object dot get component. Oh, object dot start actions, but it's not going to be start action. It's going to be the start coroutine. Okay. Boom. The rest matters not. And then we just need to make sure we assign that. So that's a lot simpler, isn't it, than trying to be magical about it. Uh-oh. Yep, let's just comment this out because we're not using it probably. All right, so now we should make this serializable. I should type things and spell them correctly. System serializable. Okay, I don't know why that happens. List it, I have star actions. Objects with star actions equals new. List that. All right, there we go. Be done with it. All right, move along. Is it working now? No. Why isn't it showing me? Why is it not showing me? System serializable. I don't think that's redundant. Yeah. So why is it not showing up there? Let's just delete this for now. List should show. Oh, but it's not showing because of that. I see. Okay, because I have star action. Okay. Okay, so objects with, we have to use game objects. So that, and then we're going to do object dot, okay, dot get component. I have star actions, dot star actions. Okay. That should work now. Just had to think it through. No AI needed on that one. All right, so this is the player, so we're going to look at player. And then for the orb, we're going to do the same thing, just say the orb basically, and then we will apply that, and let's see if it works. The player will, if it works, this will change. Oh, it didn't. Well, Jesus. Why didn't it? Null reference. Okay, so we do need to do some sort of magic code stuff. Okay, let's talk to AI about this one. I need to name writers AI. I've got Chatty, but let's see. Instead of get component, I have start actions. I think we need to search fields because the I have start actions implementation is on another class, not directly on the object. Hopefully that made sense. Oh. Yes, indeed. Oh, if the, okay. Okay. All right, so now it's going through each object, getting the components for each component. If the component is that, then it will do the thing. Okay. Let's see if that works. Does not appear to have worked. Now there's a warning here, a little underscore saying, suspicious type check. There's no type in the solution that's inherited from both Unity engine model behavior. And so I'm going to ask Chatty something here. I'm going to pass in our game models actor, and we're gonna pass this in, and then we're gonna say dot 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 dot, so it knows there's more to it. The class start actions is meant to find objects on the, or find any field which implements I have start actions on the character, on the actor, object. In this case, the enemy actor class inherits from game modules actor, which implements I have start actions. And this is on enemy. The mono behavior is enemy.cs. Okay. See what Chai says. Try and create a system. You have some game modules, such as game module actor. Duh. Duh, Chatty. Star actions enemy, which is mono behavior game. Okay, let's start. Let's add the star action script to the enemy mono behavior and use the star actions functionality you've already written. That's not what I was asking, though. That's not what I was asking. I would like to update the awake method on start actions. Actually, yes, so that this is all automatic. All right. Jesus. Let's see. It looks very similar. What's the difference? In this revised awake mode, we use get components and children to find all components in the current game object. Okay, that makes sense. And its descendants. Okay. All right, well, we're just going to do this then, and then we'll check it out. Okay, so we start the coroutine here. For each one, do that, start coroutine there. I don't know if this will work. But I want to specify this, so it really... I will specify the objects to search using that. Yes, we already have that. Here's how we update our awake method. Hello, Gurub, how are you? How to get an advanced level in programming? Just like a good RPG, grind, grind, grind. Huh. All right. Oh, sorry. I just startled a dog by connecting my phone to a charger that's magnetic. Wow, look at all that nested stuff. All right, let's just copy all this. We'll look at in a second. All right, so same thing, same thing, same thing. We iterate through the objects, get the components, get the components. If it's I have stats, do the thing. Okay. Will it work? Will it work? Will it work? Will it work? Nope, it won't work. I wonder why it won't work. My guess is because it's clearly not finding it, but we can debug this a little bit, I guess. So debug.log. Uh-oh. Dog just got up. I was hoping he would like lay there for a long time, because once he wants to play or something, then he's aggressive. For a little puppy. All right, then component debug.log. Component is component get type name. Debug.log, or we'll just do this out here. Debug.log. Does component implement I have start actions? There we go. Oop, one more, and there we go. All right, starting actions for orb 1, component supplying animate, false, false, false. Enemy does. Okay, but see, that's the thing. Enemy itself doesn't, but enemy has underneath it a field which does. Are we not calling the fields? We're not doing the fields, are we? Okay. Specifically, we need to search the fields in the components for one which is a class which implements I have start actions. Yes, that's correct, Chatty. That is exactly correct. All right, let's see. There we go. All right. Let's just press play. Nope. Why not? It's calling setting owner though. So start actions does appear to be working. So that's interesting. Let's try something. We're going to pause. All right. All right, let's... Oh, dog, no, come on. Oh, God, this is not what I wanted to do the stream longer than this, dog. I'm taking care of my brother's dog. He's very cute. I was worried about this because he was been sleeping all day, which was great while I was doing the day job. That's not right. How did that happen? That's me. I probably just grabbed the wrong thing earlier. Okay. So we clearly still have an issue, but I think we're one step closer. Okay. So it's working for that. It's the orbs still that aren't working. So let's see. Saying owner on get owner name. Or it's going to read for new owner dot name dot let's ignore that. This gets called here in game module start actor set owner. So the problem is here, if you see the order here, that's probably the issue. This is being called before we're saying the owner. So set owner ultimately gets called, oh, come on, right here on start actions, but this is being called right here on spawn enemies and set active. And when we set active, it does awake. And so we need to avoid doing the starting stats until after the parent is set. So we're going to change this to a IEnumerator, and we're going to say wait yield wait until, is that how we do it? How do we do it? Yield wait until yield. Where is my yield wait until yield return new wait until. That's what we're doing. Yield return new wait until, and we're going to wait until what? Stats is not equal to null. No, we're going to say stats dot parent. Stoner rather. Stoner is not equal to null. Did I do that wrong? Yes, I did. There's a parentheses around it like this. Okay. So now we're going to wait until it's not null. And in awake here, we're going to say start coroutine. Start coroutine actor dot create start and stats. All right. So now we're going to start that coroutine. It's going to wait until the owner is not null. And then it will do its thing. Hello, Bill. How are you? I know. Except this one, well, I guess it's got code AI. It doesn't have any art AI at this point. Probably will in the future. All right. No errors? Some errors, but different errors. They're moving now. So their values are being set. What are the errors? Mastery level. What are we doing for the mastery level? Why is this being... If we don't have any mastery levels, which I don't believe we do in this game yet. So I think we just need... Okay. This is the add method. List.add. New game stat. And mastery level. Okay. And then that's at 199. Then it's going to game stat 269, which is the add to mastery level, set mastery level index plus equals new value. Here's the deal. There is no mastery levels here, I believe. So where's the best way to say basically don't do shit if we don't have that? Probably before this. Probably set mastery level. Let's see. Let me just check something here. The stat itself, stats itself here, something like damage. I mean, there is one modification level, but we don't have mastery levels on these because none of these can be trained. So I haven't set up any mastery levels at this point. And so this is what's going on here. What's this really saying? If it can't be trained, then return. If not parent can be trained, return. So which one can be trained? We can find out. I don't think any of them can be. Well, I thought none of them can be. Oh, range. I probably accidentally clicked that when I was showing folks this, but didn't I? That would be that. All right, so let's do a debug here because that might throw people for a loop. what we need to do we're going to do a couple things. We're going to do an editor one and one in the code here too. So I'm going to put that back to be a skill that's modifiable because it's or a skill modifiable because it's trainable and modifiable. And then we're going to say here if stat dot mastery levels dot count levels dot count equals 0, debug dot log. I'm going to do this here. Debug dot log warning mastery. All right, we'll do an error, log error. There are no mastery levels assigned to trainable stat stat.object name. Please set up mastery levels in the game modules panel. All right. So let's just, and then that's going to return, we need to make this return so we don't get the error. Let's check that to see if we get the error or not. That's the first step to not get the error. Looks like we're still getting errors. Well, that's not right. Let's just stop this too. Because that's just, we just don't need that. Maybe it's a different place that we're getting an error. Yeah. That's also. Wait a minute. What the heck is going on? Oh man, now the dog has a toy in its mouth, which means it wants to play and it doesn't want to play alone. All right. So I'm going to clear this out. This is the first one. The set movement speed. One of these is null. So it only happens at the beginning. So let's see. All right, we'll make this to a statement body, and then we will just say if actor equals null, return, and if actor.stats equals null, return. And if we don't have movement speed yet, return. All right. The order of operations is important. Serious question though. I've been looking at modules in a few of the tutorials. It's very flexible, but I'm missing the basics. Is there something I'm not seeing? The Blackboard basics video tends to cover things, but it still doesn't seem like a... No, there's no start here video quite yet. I actually was going to make one, but for some reason, I think we've crashed Unity, but for some reason my Adobe Premiere was unable to export it, and so I was like, well, I'll have to redo it. So I have to redo it. Oh, no, it was just taking a sweet time. The start here is basically like when you first load up game modules window, everything's empty, so Oh, we already did condition. So if you go item objects, you see this create item objects. If you go to stats and it's empty, you'll get the create window because you've got nothing. And then you just start by typing in your stuff and then figure out how to use it. And that's where I've got to figure out a way to like walk you through your first thing of here's some stats, here's some conditions, here's some items, put them together. What do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. So, but as you for here, we're going to be like laser gun, pistol, knife, box of tissues, dog, and then name the type, and the type will be pickups, we'll say, and let's just reset that to be the default, and then we create that, and now we've got the 5 items here, and now you can do stuff with those 5 items. They're also here, so they are scriptable objects. You can go to each of them and inspect them. You get the same thing now as looking at here. Essentially, it's the exact same thing. So if I do something here to it, then it will affect it there. So stat effects, we can choose stat effects, and we can say, okay, the dog will add damage, and we'll do 43, whatever. And then if we see that here, we see it replicated here. So you get the same view whether you're looking through the game modules portal or through the inspector itself. But there's going to have to be some sort of tutorial for that, essentially. Yeah, you have to understand what you're doing, or you can always change things in the end, you know, but I suppose you do have to know what you want out of it. A simple start is health, you know, max health and health. Let's start with that. Max health, damage, and then a condition that increases damage, decreases damage, an object that increases damage and decreases damage. But there's also the other component of just saying, hey, get your character, your actor. Like in this case, I've got enemy here, and the enemy has an enemy actor on it. Enemy actor inherits from game modules actor. Now you could do directly game modules actor, but I would suggest doing this just so you can add your own methods. But once you do game modules actor, you get everything. Everything's just there. So good night, Bill. Thanks for joining. All right, so I can't remember what I was doing now. That's okay. I think there was some bug, some error. Let me press play and find it again. There it is. Okay, so the owners are not null. We can remove that. I'm gonna have to write down these new things I've been adding. If stat mastery levels, so if there's not even mastery levels, that's what we're doing. So if stat mastery level is null, then we can do that. Okay, I didn't realize that mastery levels would just be null in this instance. So there you go. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna add the stuff in the portal there. What? There are no mastery level. Oh, that's the thing I just did. Okay, so that's working good. So now when we look at our game modules and we look at our stats and we see our range trainable here, we're gonna add a little call out saying, hey, there's no mastery levels. Let's do that. I'm gonna bust up the editor script now. So this is gonna be in our stats manager. The section here is on show off. So show off, and we look at that. We see our start show stat type. That's going to be the one we want here. So show stat type, and then we will say at the end, we will say show mastery levels warning, stat. And so this is not always going to show. We're going to return if we don't need to show it. why is this? That was weird. All right, probably because of their beta. Oh no, it's because I did this. All right, duh. That's my fault. So we're gonna say if stat dot is trainable or stat can be trained, then return. So we're really gonna say if it can't be trained, then return, because this only applies to those that can be trained. And then if stat that mastery levels does not equal null, then we'll return. Otherwise, we're going to say content color, it's going to be color.red, and we're going to say label warning, yeah, mastery levels are not set. We'll just do that. We'll make it 100 for now, bold, false, word wrap forward, text true. So let's just make this bold and see what that looks like. I guess I could have done the color via the rich text as well. I should do that. I didn't X out the content color. So color equals, we'll do the color that way. So reset color. This is quite long then, skill modifiable. Let's see, stat kind width 150, doesn't have to be that long. I think this is the longest this will ever be. Okay. All right, how about this? We'll do this. Symbol warning or important, and then we'll do a tooltip. Mastery levels are not set. All right, and then see, does it work? Yes, okay. And then when we look at it, I'm going to put it, oh, look at that. Well, that's another thing to fix. That's because the mastery levels aren't set, so we have to fix that. So we're going to do this. We're going to make this background red. If it's, no, we can't do that. What are we going to do? This is going to be in the drawer, so go to file, stats drawer, stat drawer maybe. What do I call it? Stat drawer probably. And we're going to say skill modifiable, and then we will put down here. What are we going to put? We're going to put a thing here called modification level warning. And this is going to be this. Okay, and private void, or no, string modification level warning is going to be if modules objects dot can be trained, then we return. So again, sorry, if it can't be trained, then we return an empty string. Otherwise, if modules object dot mastery levels dot mastery levels equals null, does not equal null rather, does not equal null, then return empty string. Otherwise, we will return a string that is first color equals CC, what were we doing? 7777, I think, something like that. I think that's what it was. And then bold, and then bold, and all that. Mastery levels are not set. This means the object will not have any effect on others. Use the mastery levels tab to set this up. Not quite. Actually, kind of quite. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, but we also have to do this and make this a little bit more red. All right, so if we turn this off, that goes away. If we turn it on, it goes back. Now on the mastery levels tab, we just need to do something differently than, if we have nothing. So show mastery levels. Yes, there it is. All right. So we can't return. Now what we're going to do here is, oh, look at that. I already had a thing. No mastery levels assigned. No, that's not what I wanted. We're going to say if mastery modular mastery levels equals null, then we're going to do a return in the end, and we're going to instead this here, and we're going to say there is no mastery levels assigned. Open the mastery levels management from the game modules window, and then create and set the mastery levels in the types tab above. Okay, let's see if that. Okay. There are none. Create in the types tab above. When we go to the types tab, no rep mastery levels found. So we go to our mastery levels tab, create a test levels, test mastery levels, and we will create that. Then we will go back to our stats, and then our test levels is already there. Go back to our stats here. Mastery levels does not have any types created. Great. Okay. Then we go to manage mastery levels. Let me show that button too. I like that button. There we go. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So that'll bring us back here where we then have to create a test, add new, and then we only need one, really. And then stats, there we go, and we are all set. All right, good. We've solved that problem. Now this stat is not going to be trainable, so we will then delete this because we currently in this game do not have any trainable stats. All right, does that solve all of our woes? Appears to. Appears to set all of our solve all of our woes. So there we go. The next step is going to be just more steps, just making sure that the health goes down. We already know that. I made a video about that. Shared it. It's an unlisted video right now, but demonstrating how to update this with the Blackboard stuff. But the health goes down. What we need to do next is basically ensure that there's health on these orbs, and then start shooting at them so they can be destroyed and give resources, give new tech, give stuff like that. So, and eventually make sure the player can die, because right now they just go to negatives, minimum 0 for the stat, so they can't go, but they're just being moved more and more negative. You died, you loser, you see? It says it right there. All right, so that's the next step. I'm going to pay attention to this little puppy for a little bit and call it a stream and finish this on my own. Or not finish it, but I'll be streaming this weekend at some point. So if you do like this, please like and subscribe and come to the Discord where I announce when I'm doing the streams. Usually they are last minute, just the way my life is right now. I don't really have the opportunity to pre-plan too much on that, so I do it on a whim. Hope that's okay with you. Thank you for joining, and I will see you again real soon. Thank you.